Bro, I swear I'm going to lose my fucking mind. It was again the YouTube thing. Thank you for mentioning that. So again, hi Rylan. Glad to have you here. How are you? Hope it has going. Didn't know this was going on. So, but yeah. So basically, the thing behind the inspiration for this character wasn't the Chimera ants from Hunter x Hunter. It was more like a decision that I've just made because her Verna's nickname, or like add-on to her name, like Verna and something, right? So her full kind of like thing is Verna, Queen of Larvae, right? So I had like larvae, there was some insectoidal add-ons, her body's supposed to be unnaturally elongated, and I was like, why just not like making part of her, like making her like as parts of some bugs or something like this, right? So so for example, this like part is like in the grasshoppers, right? So her legs can like twist like this. Her body is elongated because like her upper body is like centipede-like. And generally, you know, I've just went with more like bug kind of thing. We've also added horseshoe crab, and that was it. So yeah. So yeah, that's where it comes from. To be fair, I've never really seen Hunter x Hunter. I've just seen some like cutouts from it, right? I've just seen some cadence. So I've never really seen Hunter x Hunter itself. I've seen characters from there in the how is it called? So she's a mix between a grasshopper, a centipede, and a horseshoe crab. Also a fly, and so like generally just bunch of bugs that I felt like they fit in. Damn. That's where it all comes from. Also, I feel like I'm screaming to the microphone. I wasn't really talking so loudly. Now I can actually hear myself resonating in the headphones, so it's like a bit weird. I feel like I'm screaming to the microphone. But yeah, this is what I kind of went for with it. Just a bunch of bugs. These glitches are a very common problem among other YouTubers. What glitch? What do you mean glitch? What kind of glitch? I'm terrified because my PC actually like decided to update itself on its own when I was in the shower, so yeah, hence the trouble with the microphone, because of course it resets. YouTube messing up the audio so we can't hear, I mean glitch. Oh no, it was like my interior stuff, and it's not YouTube's fault. Like, it might be YouTube's fault at some points, but usually it's not the reason why you can't hear people during the live streams. During the live streams is the problem either with the microphone of the streamer or with the live streaming software, right? So my problem was actually with the software from my microphone. Well, the software I'm using for my microphone. So generally, like, after the update of my PC, it just switched the options. So instead of using my actual microphone, it was using some like random microphone in the like an output that it's not necessarily used. That's why you couldn't hear me. Sometimes people are just silenced because, let's say, they're recording like silent playthroughs and then they are recording like voiceovers and stuff. Yeah, it's quite common. A lot of people are having struggles with it. Unfortunately, like, this is something you not necessarily check every single time. Like, for example, like I had the trouble with, it was just a, you know, like, I knew that this is happening, I knew that this is resetting, I just forgot about checking it and changing the options. Also, when I was talking, I thought I've seen the mark bouncing, so I thought that you could actually hear me. Maybe it was like some, I don't know, maybe the input was from, I don't know, a webcam or from my microphone from my things. Kind of funny. Yeah, kind of funny. People are just dummies and don't check their stuff. Huh. Hi Life, glad I'm here. How are you? Hope everything's going. I think this is the first time so Poppy find a comfy corner here. How are you? Hi Uncle, glad I'm here. How are you? Hope everything's going. Why the hell are you shirtless? Because it's lore accurate. It's a lore. Long time no see. Yeah, long time no see, Uncle. How have you been, buddy? It's actually lore that my character prefers not to wear the any shirt. I could joke again with the same joke I did last time. Oh well. The joke was like, because I'm too sexy for my shirt, too sexy for my shirt, and it hurts. Bro, imagine. What the hell? It's been the same job. Home, eat, sleep, job. Damn. Who's Haley? What? Like, what the hell? Probably just a typo. Don't worry. Oh yeah, it is what it is. Too sexy for my shirt. Of course. Of course I am. Well, I'm going to have like redeems. I'm going to make a redeem that is going to put on my a shirt on my character. I'm going to make a redeem that is going to take off the shirt from my character, but the redeem that is going to take off the... Is it wet when you put in your shirt or something? Huh? Who's wet? So when the redeem that is going to be redeemed, that's supposed to take off the shirt from my character, is going to be a jump scare. It's going to be called Scare Me Shirtless. I love it. This is exactly what you're gonna do. Is that a human beetle? Humanoid, yeah. Actually, I can show you the entire character sheet. How the book were going. I had to sidetrack and start working on the book for kids instead of my high fantasy book, because my high fantasy book is going to take a really long time to finish, and I already have the entire like content for the book for kids finished. Like everything's written, and I just have to illustrate everything. I have to make the cover art, which I'm going to do probably today, and start working on the, you know, next illustrations. And it's just going to go like this, you know? But yeah, this is how she looks like. Her name is Verna. I like the accent. Thank you, Leaf. Thank you. Got to hear that. So yeah, we have her name is Verna. We are now making scary. His shirt didn't stand a chance. True. So I basically want to make now. So we have like 3 turnarounds, right? We have the Verna, we have Asgirl, and we have Lilith. All those 3 characters already have turnarounds with 2 emotes, and now I have to make a expressions and poses, which is usually made in like form of a planchette, where you have like a character in like pose that is like showing off the personality of the character. And basically we are going to have some more stuff going on about everything, because like, you know, the stuff is going to like change, because we are going to have like I see 4 facial expressions and like I guess 4 different poses. So that's that. Next book, Wet Shirt, published in adult anime section. Gonna be sensational. Imagine. Bookwork? No, it's not bookwork. It's actually indie game work. I'm making a portfolio, and I'm making some like stuff that you usually do to make games, right? So like concept art in general. We are also going to make some like planchettes for like different parts of the world that we are going to have, like for example hell or something like this. We already have a key visual. For example, here with Lilith, I want to make her like the main like promotional character that we are going to have here and there, so that's that. And yeah, we are going to work on her. No, I'm asking about your storybook work. My storybook work, well, I have 9 sentences for each chapter, and I have 7 chapters in the first book. right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we do. Okay. So basically the main things that we're just going to work around with the you know, with the book stuff. Oh, Kenshin, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to family. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, so I'm close, but I'm also far away from it. I have some work to do. Generally, it's going to be a lot of work, really a lot of work. And what can I say? The thing is that I might redo some stuff, like for example, redo the character profiles, places profiles, make it a little bit differently, because I have this some kind of software. I'm thinking about remaking it, because I can. My bro's laugh is zesty. Now even my laugh is zesty. Like straight up some streams ago I was called Zesty Pinocchio and I hate it. It's so funny. Imagine being called Zesty Pinocchio. Absolute cinema. Yeah. Yeah. I see you are quite zesty. I'm quite zesty, I'm not zesty. I'm making jokes, but... Okay, I guess I'm making way too many jokes recently. But yeah, I'm just mostly doing jokes. So we're almost done with the line art. We're going to finish the flats and probably we're going to start shading today too. It's good, we are doing some progress. We're doing some progress, I'm happy with it. Okay. I swear I'm not zesty. Also, I still like there's still the mistake on planchette for Lilith. I'm hoping that it's not going to cause any troubles. Actually, the planchette is here. This hand is wrong. Hi Sakura, got over here, how are you? Hope everything's going. Does Verona still have her human personality, or is she changed? Her personality is the same. That's cool. Hi Sakura, got over here, how are you? Hope everything's going. I think it's not the first time you are here, but I might have seen you like second time, or if it's your first time, I hope you find that coffee corner here. So yeah. So this hand is totally messed up. Like this is wrong. Like this thing supposed to be in front. The hand is backwards. Yeah, I came before. That's nice. So yeah. Hi Neo, got over here. How are you? Hope everything's going. Haven't seen you in a while, Neo. Hope you well. Been better, but I'm not too bad myself. Hey Neo, how have you been? I was really wondering about you. Is this RST Sharingan? Sure. Huh? I see, got over here, how are you? How's going? I think this is the first time you're around, so hope you find a coffee corner here. How are you? That's actually so cool. You need more attention. Thank you, this really means a lot for me. Yeah, I've been a bit busy for the last 3 weeks, but otherwise good. Glad to hear that. It's important that you're good. Hi Rocky, got over here, how are you? Hope how's going? I think this is the first time, so hope you find a comfy corner here. How are you? It's surprisingly cute. Glad to hear it. Actually, I wanted to make her cute. Like, for example, she moves her antennas to actually show some expression, because like she doesn't have eyebrows, so she's going to move her antennas to make it work. Yeah. I really wanted to make her cute because I want to make this like some kind of duality for this character, that she's actually going to be like cute and very like motherly, but she's just going to look like very monster-like. Like, the concept is that she got cursed by a witch and that turned her into, you know, into a demon. Because the game is going to be about like summoning demons, it's going to be a gacha game. We might actually make some streams where we are going to make designs for the characters for it. She's adorable. Oh. I love the duality or opposite contradicting personalities. Hi Muto, got over here, how are you? Hoping it's going? How have you been? I'm good, how are you doing today? I'm doing alright, I'm doing alright. Got my meds today, so that's cool. Glad to hear that. And how did your days went, folks? How did it go with job situation? Are you still with the same company? No, I've lost my job this month. So I'm searching for something good, for something new, and I need to find something quickly because I've actually started to... I'm actually going to start university because I've got accepted. I've got accepted literally the same day I've lost my job, so that was the duality of that day. Was super happy, but it, like, that information killed the buzz. I was like so stoked and prepared for, because in the next day I was going to start night shifts, and I really like night shifts, and I was happy because I've got to the university, but they like called me and say like, yeah, your contract ends and we'll have to say goodbye. So yeah. I'm applying. I've applied today for like super cool job. as a front-end developer, like you need entry level for some like high-end stuff like Vue.js and stuff, and you need junior level for some things. Congrats on the university. Is it free in Poland? Depends what kind of on what kind you are going to enter. Unfortunately, I've got on the weekend school, so I have to pay for it. Because if I would go on like daily school or day school or daily program, whatever, however you want to call it, I wouldn't have to pay for it. At least I think I know that there's like X amount of years that you can like you can apply for X amount of years after finishing the high school to enter the university. But if you cross that amount of years, you cannot really apply for the free schooling, and you have to pay for it. Unfortunately, I still just got the thing that I have to pay for. Good thing that here in Poland it's not like expensive to the point where it's actually giving you a crippling debt, but yeah. Hi Eugene, glad to have you here. How are you? Hope right has been. And although it is a downer with the job and the situation of being without job, as I recall you talking about it, the job wasn't the best either, so hope you get something good. Yeah, I'm also hoping for something good, but it's, you know, it's difficult to just find something, you know? It's just difficult. I don't know, man. I don't know. And good to hear that, Eugene. Good to hear that. I'm actually working on a kid's book. I need to illustrate it. I really want to pull an all-nighter and just focus on working only on this. I'm probably going to turn on some anime, like catch up with One Piece. Well, I don't have much, I have a lot of catching up. There's like a lot of arcs that I have to still watch, but I'm watching one arc of One Piece, then one arc of other anime. Are you doing okay with your new job? I don't have a job. I don't have a new job. Well then maybe instead of good, then something not too draining, so energy for art in school, yeah. That's the hope I have. I was supposed to get a phone call from a guy that wanted to give me some like job in the field I was working before. Literally the same job, but you know, he's supposed to call me like last week. He didn't. Like I wrote to him a message like, "Hey, we supposed to, you know, we supposed to talk yesterday. You supposed to call. Is it everything alright? Like you did it all work?" And like he still didn't respond. So I think that he's not going to. Not anymore. Yeah. I'm really hoping that I'm going to get to that internship for programming, because I really want to get into programming. It's very cool. Usually those jobs are remote, and yeah, like I'm really hoping for the best here. So yeah, those work givers do ghost people a lot. Yeah. I hate it because like here's the thing, like okay, I ask for X amount of cash, right? So like I know how much my job is worth, right? So I'm asking for certain amount of money, but if someone is fair with me, if someone is kind and know what they are doing, know what they are asking for, I wouldn't have any problems with actually like dropping the amount for my, you know, compensation. It's so bizarre that they didn't, that they just want to like ghost people. And because it's like kindness for kindness, you know what I'm saying? If someone is kind to me, they are going to receive kindness. If they are not kind whatsoever, No. Just, you are not going to have a kind, worker. So, yep, kind, respectful. Yeah, exactly. But they are like expecting that the workers are going to like working their asses off for like very small amount of cash, maybe even doing all overtime without getting paid additionally. Like, if they would be kind and respectful for me, I would do that, like, gladly, because like they are kind, they're respectful, they know my boundaries, they know that when they can ask for something like that, and to not go overboard with it. And I would understand the need for the company, and knowing that they are kind and respectful, I would actually return with giving something more from myself. But if they are like, they are ghosting you for X amount of months, and then out of nowhere just making you a call like, hey, you remember us, you've applied to us like 6 months ago, yeah, we want to offer you a minimal wage. And you're like, no, come on. Like, what's going on? Also tried many times turning in resume and just never ever heard anything. It's like a numbers game. But also just ended up in jobs that were not even close to what I wanted to do. To be fair, I wanted to be artist or programmist, right? Like programmer. But I've turned out to work in logistics. Like logistics are for now what I've got experience in, and I actually really liked it. To be fair, like sitting down, planning things ahead, making tools, making your job easier with those tools, and then just, having most of it automated and like just, hanging around watching GPS that no one is running away with the goods to Germany or some other country. It was like, it was cool. I had some stuff to talk about, like I could like be bothered with some stuff, but I've never really went to so deep and said like, I hated this job so bad. I hated things that were happening there. Like they were discrediting me, that I was going under, I was suffering from mobbing. Oh, that's quite a bit of good luck, ending up in something and turning out actually liking it, yeah. And in the end, it was like, how to say this? How do you say that? I don't want to go overboard with some stuff, but like, it was kind of like kissing your sister. Like, it's kind of the same thing, but something is wrong, right? I've heard this, I don't know if it's true, I've heard it from some guy from Alabama. So yeah, I just heard this allegory and it's just funny. What? Yeah, but it's like, it's just very bizarre how things are going. It's just very bizarre. And I have to say, I've been kinda working things out around, I was even planning on making some like projects for houses and stuff, but they want 3D. I don't have 3D stuff done yet, and generally it's just going to be a mess to keep everything going like this. I would need some proficiency in Blender and make my portfolio, but to start applying for that and make portfolio, I need a lot. Hope you won't be in the limbo of not knowing how the near future looks for too long. Yeah. Like for now, my father said like, hey, you don't have a job, that's alright. You don't have to worry about anything. Like, try to save up for now as much as you can, because like they know that I'm doing also commissions, and actually like I am open for commissions. I might actually start doing some more stuff. Actually, I might start throwing those things into my portfolio too, and showing like, hey, look, you can actually receive this kind of stuff too, right? Maybe some, I don't know, emotes, YCHs. I don't think I can advertise NSFWs on the thing, but I have like separate account for NSFWs, so I don't have to care about this. And I also want to start releasing those books. So sooner or later, Blender is, I heard, is quite a mouthful to learn. If you sit down and you start watching the tutorial for the donut and you actually finish it, you should be Gucci. Like once, twice, start doing other stuff, and you are going to turn out well. Because it's going to teach you a lot of things. And it is a lot. I've never had time to learn it because, like, you know, I had work. No, I don't. I might finish this portfolio, continue applying to the jobs, and in the meantime learn Blender a little bit more and start working on the portfolio with Blender stuff. So for example, also, you know, maybe correcting things for my, you know, for the designs here, because there are some things that need correction. Like for example, over here, those are not on the same level. Like this is lower than this, see? So this can't happen. Like this is supposed to be on the same level. So I would need to correct some stuff for it. But whatever. I don't really mind it. At least not for now. But I'll have to definitely do those changes later when I'm going to start working with 3D. And who knows, maybe I'm going to also work on 3D characters for this game. Although I want to animate everything in Spine. If Zega was here, he would. Huh? What he would do? I did not notice if you didn't point it out. He would mind it, yeah, he would. He pointed it out several times, and I appreciate it. I really like when people are pointing things out to me, because there's a rule that a lot of people don't really talk about. There's a rule of observer, or observator, or viewer, right? So generally, you as the creator, you are not going to notice a lot of stuff on your own artwork, especially right after you complete it. The problem starts in the moment where you start correcting things and you actually start doing stuff. But guess what? It's still not going to help you. Like, despite all your efforts, there's still going to be something wrong with it. So it just always ends up in the same thing, that people who are like third party, they're going to be able to spot on like more stuff than what you are capable to. That's also why I never mind people giving me criticism or pointing things out, because I'm literally knowing that this is like, hey, most likely they are correct. Maybe if it comes to the colors, usually like when it comes to the colors, it's just my artistic choice. But sometimes some other color combinations turn out to look better, so I also pay attention to this. Like for example, the black hair that were recommended for me by Mana. Mana pointed out that that she might look better with black hair, and she does. Kind of like writing, which I do a little of. Having someone proofread is such a huge help, because as the writer, when rereading it, the brain fills in the mistakes, so sometimes miss things. Yes, exactly. Mana shout out, yeah. Mana is such a sweetheart. She really helps a lot. She also really like a lot of things that I like, so we actually managed to quickly catch up on the same wavelengths. And I have to say, like, the thing, just the sheer thing that she helps me and she's, you know, she's here. Well, maybe she's just listening, or maybe she's taking a break today. I'm streaming recently every day. I think every day. I haven't had a count, but whatever. But yeah, I really hope that she's okay. And yeah, the entire thing is that, like, going through all the stuff happening here. Yeah. So, like, every time, like, Zega, Mana are pointing out something, and or others, like, so sometimes some things are dependent on the skill level, but some things are, like, you know, just something that people that are not artistical or they are not artists can still really point out a lot of things. Mana has some really cool experience with art. I'm really happy for her because she actually does a really good job with her artworks. I really love them. Sometimes I'm looking at some people's works and I just feel that my words might not be able to explain much how I feel about someone's works. Like, I'm saying, like, hey, that's cool, and, like, I really feel like what they've done is cool. The problem starts when actually how someone can understand it. Like, my hey, it's cool might sound like, you know, kind of just giving thumbs up to a kid or something. But because I'm kind of struggling with how to put out my thoughts into words. Like, I know how to write, like, freaking even legal letter in English. The problem is that I struggle with expressing my own emotions. Quite often people have, like, also I've even had problem with it in work. Like, I've never really wanted to say anything harmful, but there were several situations where people are just, you know, feeling attacked by what I was saying, even though it was like, just, hey, I think we should, like, let each other know, or hey, heads up, I didn't receive this information, so I couldn't finish this work. And they were like, you know, well, I didn't give out this information because I forgot, okay? So, you know, yada, and, like, they were, like, attacking me. Like, straight up, they were attacking me. Like, it was said that they were attacking me. They were even, like, atting people, and I was just sitting there having no idea what the heck is going on. Because I was actually just minding my own business and just saying that I couldn't finish something on my shift that was passed on to me, and I was saying that just so I wouldn't be in troubles and to explain things beforehand so they wouldn't waste time and ask me and wait for the response, right? But they were still feeling attacked because of that. But that how you expressing yourself? Yeah, but I feel like I'm not giving out enough, like, cheerfulness in my words. Some things are hard to put words to. Also, when it comes to give constructive things about creative art forms, it can also be hard to, since their art sense or storytelling signing might come from different perspective or art style. But I don't understand fully. Yeah, I also don't understand fully, and this was happening a lot, and mostly because, like, I mean, because here's the thing, I've had a British guy as my supervisor, so we were writing in English. The thing is, And I was talking with this British guy, like nothing. Like he was several times like saying like, to be fair, like I've never. He said on several occasions that he haven't talked with someone in English on, you know, as if he's talking with someone with like native speaker, right? So he told me like that my English is good, and the thing is that as he explained to me why people are like this, because I've asked him what's going on, and like because I was trying to explain to him, and we've had talks like, you know, why people are acting this way when I'm speaking, and the problem was that my English was on way too high level, and I was using difficult words, and because I was using difficult words, they were feeling like they are like getting closed on, because they couldn't comprehend some stuff and they were feeling like belittled. So they were thinking that I'm trying to drop something on them because I was using fancy words, quote unquote fancy, even though I was just using words like therefore, ergo, or something like that. So I was just using English words. And the problem was that they were feeling belittled and they were feeling attacked because my English level was too high for them to like comprehend what I want to pass on. And they told me to use a bit easier language and kind of wrap around everything in those easier words. And actually it started to work out a little better. Like it started to work actually a little better, right? So I was using better words, like easier English, and they were not like making this quote unquote counterattack, right? But it's still a problem. It's still a problem that people are doing that, because I like even those last days I was in the company, that was still something that people were struggling with. Someone actually asked me what I mean by certain word, because they had no idea what that word was. Thankfully it was in DMs, because we had like a company chat and we could make like direct messages, right? We could make like private messages. Of course company could see them, but whatever. And like we were talking about it, and the person in private message said like, what do you mean by this word? And I was like, you know, actually in Polish, right? And I explained what this word means in Polish, and they were like, I get it now. And they like passed on. That was probably like the most grown-up thing someone did. Like, either check or ask what that word means if you don't understand something. Don't feel like attacked by something if you don't understand something. But they are like, you know, confusion, burning, something is on fire, and confusion, please help, send dudes, we are in a fight, right? So yeah, that's more or less how it works. People need to grow up, kinda. It's okay to ask questions, yeah, exactly. Like if you don't understand something, it's better to ask a question than do something bad. Straight up, man. Straight up. Language barrier, but yeah, honestly asking and trying to look at it from another person's point of view, not assuming worst as the first instinct. Yeah, exactly. Like, people are still, you know, in the chat, like, I've never really felt, well, I've never felt that someone is like putting blame on me, but some people were like, yeah, no, they're placing blame on us, they're placing blame on you, so you have to fight back, right? And I was like, what do you mean fight back? He just asked question where something is, we have to provide those informations. There's nothing to fight about. Action, reaction, right? Something happened, we give feedback. Like, isn't that, and like I've always felt like this is my job, and it was like I was just a support, right? In the end, I was just maintaining that the cars are going in the proper direction and where they are. And of course I was providing feedback when something was off. Oh. Yeah, now I've got like a good portion of the drink. Drinking whiskey, by the way. I was making myself a drink. It's good, but it kinda... there's like a side thing to the taste. It kinda tastes like freshly cut grass smells. I don't know how to explain this. But yeah. Jesus, that's going to be difficult to do. Okay, we good. Hi Skylar, got over here. How are you? Hope has going. Did you like the new Lil Death? Yes, I did. Wait, let me... Wait. Yeah, I actually love it. You can feel free and send me like a version, you know, without the background. I'd love it. I can throw it in the thing. How have you been, Skylar? Are you feeling better? I remember you've had some bad stuff happening. I don't want to like bring back bad memories, but I'm just wondering if you are feeling happy now. Are you going to get some new movies? Don't worry, I'm better now. Got to hear it. You never cease to amaze me, my prince. Oh. By the way, did you like? Yeah. I did like the new Lil Dev. I love it. Okay. I'll gladly place it somewhere in the screen. Was a bugger looking good. I really like the bending over posture of tall characters. What happened was I was on someone else's stream and I kept getting timed out for no reason. Really? God damn it. That's crazy. Did they've had like a weird rule or something? There was another person in the chat who was angry, so they took it out on me by timing me out. That's the worst. That's absolutely disgusting. They should never do that. It's just, you know... That's all I can say about it. It's okay. This sucks, yeah. But don't worry, Skylar. Over here you won't. Something like that won't happen. We're hardly timing out or banning people. Like, very rarely. Don't worry, no problem. Except that one time. Yeah, but that person was just straight up trolling and spamming around, so they needed to be, you know, they needed to be punished. Like, to be fair, that was first time in like 2 years that we've timed out someone. Like, straight up. There was one person that got timed out. I think it was 2 years ago, maybe even earlier, or even more far away. But that person was like even banned, so because they were very unpleasant. They were like, even at certain points, trolling and making uncomfortable the person I was collabing with. It was easy, we were drawing Pokemon as humans. It was like on an old stream with my pixel art model. So yeah, that person deserved it. You're so sweet, Dev. Yeah. Thank you, thank you. You're making me blush. We'll have some stuff walking around. Yeah. I really need like a basic stuff. That would be. Discord is glitching out the drawing. Yeah, I figured that this might be the problem. Let me quickly just save the image. It's a PNG, so I believe there won't be any problem. Let's see. Let's see this one. Nice. It actually has background. I might need to so I might need to actually change some stuff before doing things. What? Yeah, it actually still have background. Maybe it's still Discord's problem, but yeah. Should I send it again? I mean, if you want to. I don't want to take your time and distract you from something that you might be doing right now, Karen. Actually, I can just get rid of the background myself after stream. Again, but it might glitch out. Yeah, I think it's glitched out again. Don't worry. I'll work it out myself. What do you have? I'm sorry. No, don't say sorry. Like, this happens. It's not your fault. It's the problem with software, right? So you don't have to worry about anything. Whack. I wonder what Zega doing this time around. I am sleeping probably. He told me he was going to take a nap. Poor guy. Nah, let him sleep. I mean, he is poor, but let's let him sleep. He deserves it. Actually, I talked with him some time ago too, so. How's your sleep mood though? Feeling alright? Are you sleeping well? Are you all folks sleeping well, actually? What? I keep waking up around 3. To be fair, that's a symptom of already having the sleeping schedule set to that hour. So you can either try to fight it off and just start going back to sleep and force yourself not to wake up at that time, but if every now and then you need to wake up at this time, like I don't know, to work or something, yeah. Yeah, it's like your internal clock already set up this pattern to sleep. That's why you're waking up at the same hour. Your organism got used to waking up at this time, so it's now waking you up automatically. When my sleep schedule was messed up as young, I just took all-nighters to crash completely. Can't do that anymore though, I see. To be fair, I'm thinking about taking an all-nighter today. Any other project you work on? My book for kids. I guess I can show you like what background I've settled with, but I guess I'm not going to use it. Maybe for something else, but yeah. Just keep in mind that it's for a book for kids, right? Just the book. I mean, I have that like series of book for kids. I have my fantasy book series. I have the indie game, I have another indie game, I have commissions, manga, my other commissions on like other account that I don't want to connect to myself because that's a bit weird and awful drawings are there. And by that I mean the NSFW artworks. Just for the commissions like this. Although I'm still doing those commissions here. Oh wait, I can't show it because there's title in there. Wait, give me a second, I can take the title off just to show you the thing. So I was going for like kids drawing kind of thing. It's like what I've went with. So like over here there should supposed to be the title, probably the character would stand here. There would be some stuff here, etc. But I'd be real, I'm going to probably change it into like one solid color with the title, name of the author, and the characters just standing next to it. Looking good, the crayon like coloring is so good for kids book, yeah. But I might actually use this as the actual thing for, you know, for how's it called, for the background for one of the pages, just so I could reuse it, but for sure that won't be the cover. But I might actually keep it like this. The effect is not really that difficult. As a matter of fact, I can do this effect here with that. So I don't think I want to. I need some nice... I need to update my tools. I like it. But I'm really thinking about Dr. Seuss books and how simple their covers were, and I'm thinking about getting it this way. You know, just with the same style of the covers. It might be a bit problematic because it's going to... I don't know. It might actually work a bit off, considering that, you know, nowadays it might not really be that amusing to have it. Hi Mana, got over here, how are you? Hope everything's going? Kondachi, looking good, just popping in real quick. I see. Hope you are doing alright. Just relax. I actually today turned off Discord for stream. I don't know. Usually I keep it open. But I've noticed that I'm sometimes getting like a message there. Yeah. Everyone has one. If you try to remember as a kid picking the kids book to read, it was about the colors and whether there were animals, dinosaurs and such. If I picked myself. When I was 7, I was reading Hobbit. And when I was 8, I was reading Lord of the Rings and Narnia. My choices were really unkid-like. Everyone has one. 7 reading hobby, let's go. Yeah, I'm still a huge fan of fantasy books. I've got some books on my shelves actually. I'm planning on coming back to reading, but I have to find time to read. Like usually my options are either playing games or uh, either playing games or drawing. I don't know where I might be able to throw in reading the books. When I was 7, I was reading lexicons about animals, ones with pictures but lots of infant facts, and I believe I was reading Harry Potter might have been 8, 9, I see. Actually, I've never read books of Harry Potter. Like, I've never read the books. I read DBZ, kinda same. When I was 6, I was drawing Dragon Ball Z characters. I love children books because they are easy to read. To be fair, I wanted to watch read Harry Potter, but I've never really got to it. And to be fair, over here in Poland, it was very difficult to find mangas. Like, actually, it was very difficult to find mangas. Like, to the point where I had no idea that Dragon Ball, Naruto, Shaman King, and other anime that I actually watched had mangas. Never heard about it. Children's books were usually ones I picked for my parents to read. I see. I actually have to ask my mom, because I've bought her entire series of books of Ellen Lorraine Warren, like all the books that were actually released in Poland. And I've never really got to ask her if she read them. And I really hope she did, because, you know, I've bought them as a present. I really... like, she likes it, and she really loves to hear about it. But she prefers... she has problems with her eyes. Her eyesight is not really good, and she prefers to listen to audiobooks instead of, you know, getting it, instead of, like, you know, doing stuff. I was thinking about recording myself how I'm reading the books for her, just so she could listen to them. Yeah, mangas were really hard to find here as well. Only the Danish translated ones were buyable, and very few were licensed for Danish translation. Years ago, maybe more licensor for Danish. I see. Went bankrupt. I see. That's actually... yeah, that's actually crazy. Nowadays, though, I can get English from Amazon and even in some stores, I see. Over here, we have a store called Empik. And they are actually selling a lot of mangas. There are also, like, websites where you can straight up just buy the things. Hi, Heartshot, I think this is the first time around, so hope we find a coffee corner here. How are you? I am. and just what? I'm just blah. I've never really got to buy manga. I'm not the manga reader, although I wanted. I wanted to. I actually bought. No, wait. I've bought one manga by myself. I've bought first chapter, first book of Noragami. This is the only manga I've bought myself. I've got some books from Bleach, like 7, I think. So that's also one of those mangas that I have. So, yeah. Growing up, we always just download and watch things on suspicious websites. True. I don't remember anyone ever buying. Yeah. Like, we were also doing that. Like, none of my friends or... I'm okay. How are you? I'm doing good, thank you. So actually, when I was growing up, we actually had the same thing. Like, none of my friends and done anything. That's the one with the god and the girl with the spirit form. Got an anime a fair bit of years ago? Yeah, that one. Exactly. The one with the god called Yato. I remember, and if there was like Noragami Aragodo, which was the like newer, like a continuation of the anime. I think they are planning on again bringing it up again, but it takes them some time for some reason. Maybe there are some licensing issues. Yato and his shrine. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm talking about, Mano. What are you drawing? It looks cool. We are drawing a character for my indie game. Her name is Verna. We actually already did a turnaround for her, but now we need to make posing and facial expressions for each, probably in form of a planchette like this. We've actually got a planchette like this for another character, Lilith, so we need very similar one. Like her, we need to get her attacks and stuff, so that's that. Well, everyone have fun, see you next stream. Bye bye, Mana, take care. Thank you for coming. Oh, my games, that's awesome. Yeah. At least I want to. I've done some projects, but, you know, like projects that I'm keeping for myself. I also want to push this thing a bit further. I want to make indie game playable for everyone. I might also end up making some mini game just to keep up with everything. But yeah. Sorry, I've kissed. I've sneezed. What type of game are you making? It's going to be a gacha. We are going. The main character is going to be some kind of like occultist guy or guy that just wants to see if he can summon demons to, you know, get some personal gain, right? So that's that. And uses Necronomicon throughout the game we unravel some story that after using the Necronomicon like thing, you're like joining the kind of like a battle. There's going to be some story. I want to make it like kind of a deeper lore. I already have an idea for it. Don't want to spoil the story though, because there's already some things that are going to be kind of a plot twist. But yeah. I have to watch out for how long I'm streaming today, unfortunately. We'll see tomorrow. Maybe I will manage to actually turn on early stream, but I don't know. I might be so much out of energy that I'm going to, you know, pull an all-nighter. We'll see if I manage to do so though. That sounds interesting. What characters have you made so far? Actually, we've planned out like 3 characters so far. So very nice, one of them. Asgirl and Lilith. So we've made like typically only 3 characters so far, but we are going to make like some, you know, play around. We are going to work things out, so everything should work well soon. And also, when we are going to plan out like more characters on different like tiers, because of course there are going to be rarities, you'll be able to feel free to actually, you know, give me some ideas. And when we'll finish this planchette, it's when it's all going to happen. I might actually work around to make those planchettes a little bit better, make things work a bit, etc. We will see. For now it's going to be a bit problematic because I'm trying to rush this portfolio just to have something to apply with. But my job that I was attending, that I don't have anymore, was actually really time-consuming and generally didn't really allow me to make a proper portfolio. So now I'm just left without anything to show, unfortunately. So I'm just trying to, you know, work things around. I'm of course streaming because I'm also hoping to have some, you know, positives. I'm trying to, I don't know, I'm trying to rest while streaming because actually it really helps me to rest. But yeah, unfortunately there are also important things that I have to take care of, and as off stream I could work on the portfolio, why not? Off stream I could work on my portfolio, of course, but I feel like also working on the book and potentially becoming a writer full-time are actually good chances, and we'll see. In the end, like, it's just working things out with some... I hope it all works out. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm just hoping, like, I'm not taken, like, wrong. Like, it's not like, you know, I'm usually talking about, like, my problems or anything like this. We are usually talking about some random stuff. It's just today this topic came around several times. So it's just, you know, holding in. That's usually my update when someone asks nowadays how things are going. There are some folks that are actually asking for update on that matter too, so, you know, since that's like something up, and yeah. I have to say I've got this Japanese whiskey yesterday, because yesterday I've actually went like for the entire day to different city. Like I departed at 12 and I came back like around 18, so that was actually a really long time. So yeah, that's the duty. But I have to say, like, it's really good. Because, like, you want to, with whiskey, you want to make, like, pour enough to make it just so after adding some water, the burn is going to be gone, but the taste is going to stay. And this is why you're adding, like, water that it's not fizzy or anything like that, because you don't want to change the flavor, but you're just adding water, normal water, in normal temperature. And like the fragrance, the taste is really good. But yeah, it has some like, there's like weird aftertaste, because now I've made myself like a perfect drink. I'm slowly sipping from it. I have like a weird fragrance at the end that it kind of, there's like a weird aftertaste that it tastes like a freshly cut grass smells, and like it's very first time I actually feel it in whiskey, so that might be like very special for it, right? Unfortunately, it's blended. I was drinking usually single malts, but whatever. Also, I'm not really that big of a drinker, so I'm going to be stuck with this whiskey for a while, and probably I'm not going to touch any for a couple months. Probably my next one is going to be at the next one that I'm going to have is going to be at the, how's it called now? At the New Year's Eve. There we go. Drink for my birthday. When is your birthday? I might. Did someone gift it to you, or did you buy it from somewhere? I bought it at the store yesterday. It was cheap, so May 29th. I'm going to save the whiskey for you. And we're going to make drunk stream. Did so, but yeah, I bought it. I straight up bought it just for the sake of, just because it was cheap. Don't forget to drink water. Oh, I remember, don't worry. Although I've probably already drunk enough coffee to fill in the entirety of the needs of my body to for water. I do have it. Verna is so cute. I'm so happy you'll like Verna, even by the design. Like, she might look very monster-like, but actually her personality is not like fitting her appearance, because like, again, her like thing, right? Like the crucial thing about Verna is that she actually has very motherly personality. Like, for example, in cutscenes, she's going to call the summoner. She was still Lil Dev. She would lose her mind for Lil Dev. Yeah, like she's going to treat, for example, the summoner like a kid. Like she's going to always say like, "Oh, dearie," and stuff. She's going to bake cookies, etc. But the thing is that, you know, it's going to be the duality because of how she looks. There's going to be some stuff to like push the story to actually learn why she's like that and why she looks like this. Because like she was never really meant to become a demon, but she got cursed by a witch. And the curse turned her into a demon. Is it a fantasy thing game? Kinda. I mean, in like the summoner is just like dude from high school in 2025, so it's like our times. Does the curse give powers outside the physical alteration and power that follow along with physical alteration? Yes. So basically, like, Verna actually comes from the Circle of Hell that is specializing in necromancy. I like how you make her eyes pop out. Yeah, I mean, those are bug eyes, so of course her eyes have to pop out. But yeah, the thing is that she's going to have ability to like bring in from the dead like characters. On her norm, like if she's, and I think that if she's going to be a team leader of the team and there will be empty space in the team, she's going to add like a character in that free space, just so you'll be able to, for example, have the entire team filled in, which is also going to exponentially rise the thing, right? Of course, those are not going to be really that good characters. They're going to be like common characters, and their level is going to be dependent on like the level of Verna, probably. Like it's going to be calculated by percentile. Like if Verna is going to be, let's say, SSR, right, rarity, and her max level is going to be 100, it's going to check like which level she has, calculate the percentile from those, and the same percentile of levels is going to be assigned to those creatures, right? So if she's going to have 100% of the levels, like she's going to be 100 out of 100, those common creatures that she's going to summon in the free space, they are going to have level 30, right? But if she's going to have like 5%, like level 5, those are going to probably have like level 1 or 2, right? So balance. But I do want to make her like fill out those spaces and generally just be a character around the resurrection and stuff. Also, I might need to make like 2 separate things, like 2 separate ultimates too, like in case for stuff. So for example, because we are going to have like some kind of like a bar filling up to make the there's going to be like a bar to fill out to make the characters shoot the ability, and you can have 100% of that bar and 200% of that bar. And then the modern aspect of personality you talked about, is that for her resurrection creatures? No, for everyone. Like she's very like, she's going to be like very cute, very like motherly for everyone generally. But also like she's going to have like motherly temper, right? So like she's going to correct someone if in cutscene, let's say there's going to be a character swearing, she's going to be like language darling or something like this. So yeah, like not necessarily only for the resurrection creatures, but just for everyone around, because like again, like she was never meant to be a demon. Like she was like the kindest person that you could possibly meet, right? Again, like she's going to be kneading sweaters, she's going to like bake cakes and cookies, she's going to like, you know, pamper the characters and main hero. But the thing is that it's just the looks, right? Like her looks are altered because of the curse, right? Because she was turned into a demon. She got cursed to be turned into a demon. But yeah. Did you make your VTuber? Yes. Yes, the entire model, start to finish. In Vroid. All the, you know, all the textures, for example, here on the stomach, I really like those. On the back, like I've really wanted to make everything very detailed. Like all of that is a painted texture. But I've done my best to make it like popping out so much that it's just going to be kinda looking like typical VTuber model, actually. Why is it detecting hands here? What's going on? Pants? Yes, I do have pants. Bro, I hope that it's not like ghost or anything like that. Like before I've heard like a loud bang, but nothing happened. No, bro. Cool, you did a good job. I'm actually also open for commissions for VTuber models in Vroid. I just wanted to make several Vroids and make some kind of like showcase that it's, you know, that the models are working and they're, you know, looking good. For example, like show that I can do stuff generally, but you know, the trouble is that unfortunately, again, time, because I was doing that when I was working. So yeah. To be fair, I finished my portfolio and I'll just have, you know, probably rush my book. I'm going to release that book. Again, like it's going to be in soft cover, so softback, hardback, for prints and digital sale for and like it's going to have Polish and English version because I have also already have translated English version. And who knows, maybe I'm going to also try and like, so that's like 6 different versions for people to buy. I'm really going to try and make it like a... At first I'm trying to figure it out as a passive income, to at least have something to pay off my my university fees, because I'm going to have like around 900 PLN monthly to pay off for university, and that's going to be a bit of a problem. So yeah. It is going to be a bit of a problem without a job, but at least my dad, you know, promised to help. We'll see. I don't want to like push like my, you know, I don't want to push my expenses on my parents. So I love you, Nev. Thank you, Skylar. It really means a lot. Platonically, of course. Of course. I understand. That's so sweet. We'll see. To be fair, we are going to see. Maybe I'm even going to make like streams where I'm going to work on the assignments. Because it's a digital media and graphic design. So, you know, we're going to have some stuff going on. Like, I already know a lot of theory in that thing. Same. Oh, you also are doing the same kind of university? Do you also love me, Muto? Pinch cheeks? Aww. That's so cute. Have you ever made a 2D Vtuber before? I was trying, but I could never place hands on cubism. Like, I've never really received the software. Because it I heard blushing. Like, I've never really went to buy the software because it's a subscription-based software. Now I have Spine. Are they going to college for digital media? Oh, that's so cool, Muto. That's so cool. That's nice. Oh yeah, I've actually went in for the... I'm actually like going for the I can make the VTuber model in Spine. Like, I've seen the tutorial, I want to. I'm thinking about it and I want to do it. So we'll see how it will go. I might actually do some really cool animations if I'll be able to. I don't know how it works. I've actually heard that a lot of VTubers are using their custom software because they have developers that they can use, right? They have developers that they can use. Personally, I'd feel really bad asking, for example, Zega. Yeah, I would feel really bad asking Zega for a software like this because I know that it's a pain to make it. They have custom software, yes. For example, Zentreya, I don't know if you remember or know her. She actually has her custom software that she has that she's developing with some programmer. So yeah, she has like her own like full body tracking software that works, and probably it's also working with her voice thingy, because I know what software works the same, but I'm not sure if they didn't like by an accident, for example. Like, I'm saying by an accident, but I'm not sure if they didn't, like, for example, merged it to the, you know, to the body tracking one. So, like, she just turns on one software and that's it, right? But there's software that is, like, tracking the voice and stuff. Doesn't Hololive also use their own custom software, especially for those concerts? Yes. Yes, it is. It also, like, hired a programmer, and told the programmer, we need a full body tracking software, and like it developed their own like custom software to do it. So like, of course there are like out there softwares that you can use. For example, I'm using Warudo, and I want to do some changes to Warudo, but I need to... Is that 3D or 2D? I don't remember. 3D. She's 3D. Also, I think Iron Mouse is using her own custom software for 2D, if I'm not mistaken. Because, like, I think she had the thing that if she got really close to the camera, it was like automatically detecting it. And it was like changing the animation, that she was like actually bending into the camera. If I would have possibility to make animations like that, I wouldn't have any problems to actually do similar thing. Maybe even better. Oh, I didn't know that. That sounds so complicated. Kinda, yeah. It is complicated. But to be fair, if you know what you're doing, if you have all the resources, that actually is not that difficult. Especially if, like, you have, for example, if you are using like already, you know, body tracking, full body tracking thing. And as a matter of fact, there is a plugin for Warudo that I can use that is going to use full body tracking and not only like hand tracking. Because now, like, Warudo is allowing me to have a full body tracking. I mean, hands tracking, right? So it's detecting, for example, if I'm winking, you can see that if it's not if it's working good, it should wink. Everything. Yep. Yeah. I would imagine it is not that hard depending on whether several codes are patented. Yeah, for example. Like if you are using already made plugin, like for example what I want to do, because there are like many plugins for that. Like I already have like the camera, like webcam that is allowing for this. So I won't really have that much issue to use the how is it called, to use anything to actually work with my Vtuber model, right? For full body tracking, because it's like just going to detect me, my body, kind of like the Xbox Kinect port, right? So it was like that, it's like detecting the full body, and a lot of people are using that. And you can actually, and there are codes like plugins for Warudo that you can use for it. So I want to do that because I want to have that, like, you know, freedom that my model is going to move a bit better. And I also want to make like different version of my model where actually I'm going to have some works done on it, because now it's like I've made it in Vroid, right? Like I've made all the like stuff with the bars and the textures, right? And that's it. I've just threw it into the software and that's it. What I want to do, I want to make my model with different versions, right? So I want to make the main model, like base model that we have right now, but I want to make like different version of it with also 2 different hairstyles, like the one that we have right now and the slick back hairstyle that we actually had in my hand-drawn model that I can show you here. So I want to also make this kind of like, you know, hairstyle. It's like old model, like I was really trying to do some stuff but wasn't really working out with the thing. But yeah, I want to make those 2 different versions, and I also want to make the code, because Devis has the code, as you could see, for example, right? And I want to make another version of the model, the masked one, right? So also 2 different hairstyles, the side thing and the slick back one, but with the mask, and gray hair and red eyes. And that's the general idea, right? Like that's the general concept that I wanted to go for. Also imagine for Iron Mouse it was especially useful due to bedridden or the limited movement periods she'd been through, make it hard for standard program to work on her sitting lying position. Yeah, that's true. That would be cool. And I want to hook it up to redeems. Like I actually want to make it just so the software would work out with the redeems, that you can, like, you know, put on, like, you know, shirt on me or the coat or the mask or something like that. And like I also want to make versions of the model in different occasions. That's going to last a little bit, but yeah. Like for the April Fools, there was supposed to be a gender bend version of Devis, but I didn't manage to do it, unfortunately. I wanted to make a Devis in bunny outfit, right? Like male playboy kind of thing, right? Still shirtless, leather pants, the collar, ears, right? Like this kind of thing. Easter. For Halloween, I also want to make something. We'll see if I manage to, because again, like, time is zooming through my fingers, literally. It's literally slipping through my fingers, and I need to focus on finding the job. But of course, like, the more things I'll finish, the more time I'll have to like do on the side. So that's why I want to rush my book. I want to rush the book, start selling it, see how it goes, right? Maybe prepare the text for the second book, we'll see, and finish my portfolio for this. And then I want to start in the free, because if we finish the portfolio, we'll come back to normal like Devis streams, and then I'll be able to also have some time to work on my model, right? So I'm going to have now some more time to actually work on the stuff I wanted to work on. Halloween and Valentine, Easter and such are great for outfits. Also even better if outfits can be used outside of holiday. Yeah, that's that. I was kind of thinking about it, but again, it's going to be a hell to work on it. Like, first I need to work on stuff for myself. Works for, you know, some stuff that will allow me to at least pay off my student fees, right? My student fees. That's what I need. Yeah, that's that. And yeah, I'm just kinda, you know, just hanging out with things and kinda trying to work out some stuff, mostly focusing on the things related to job and stuff. It's really difficult to work things out because, like, mostly my time is now, like, I'm spending 8 hours on searching for a job. Literally, I think I'll have to make like a week break just to allow new offers to flow in, because now, like, most of the offers I have like, you've already applied for this position, like on several sites. We're speaking about like several sites. I have like 6 or 8 sites, and most of the positions already have like most of the positions for the job offers already have the, or you've already applied for it mark. So I think I might need to take a break from this a little bit to allow the job offers to flow in, because that's really scaring. Like, I'm scared that I like how it works. There is a lot going on, and honestly, reading content can then take a day away as well. Yeah, that's that. But like, I'm really happy that after some time I can just work out a stream, right? Like, master some streaming and draw, talk with y'all, right? So that's that. The ghosting, like I said, from job givers are really hard, and only so many jobs one can search for depending on where one live. Yeah, I mean, I'm also trying to search for jobs abroad. Like, I wouldn't mind like having a job in New Zealand, Germany, like whatever, especially if it's a remote job. Like, to be fair, a lot of jobs can be done remotely. Any administrative works, because now we are in the age of digitalization, and a lot of those stuff are already in digital content. You're receiving email, phone call, chat, WhatsApp, whatever. I don't give a damn. Like, I can just work on all of those stuff. That doesn't matter. Like, that's the most important thing that actually works out with me, and it's very difficult to work around with it, because like I don't know, like you just can't do it without much. Of course, like, you know, we still have stuff going around, like filing for the proper positions. Like, for example, I'm that position that I filed for the programming, because I'm also searching for some programming jobs. I won't lie. Graphic design, programming, whatever. I also want to apply for some like art jobs, maybe game industry. I really want game industry. Like, this is something that's my dream job, and I would kill for having a job in that industry. I've always dreamed about it. But unfortunately, one of the more problematic stuff is that you just won't have it. Because it's a very niche field, and a lot of people wonder. Remote jobs are also very attractive to most people, making them hard to get. Also, there does exist nepotism? Yeah, kinda. You know where my uncle, you know where an uncle give the best job, the nephew. It is this disgusting, but can be helped. Yeah, that's true. Unfortunately, yeah, this is true. Like, straight up, because you won't really do much. Unfortunately, it can't be helped. Like, you really cannot do much. So they're going to keep on doing that. Of course, like, if you wanna be a dick about it, you can check who got the position, you can verify, you can stalk them out, see if they have any family connections. If they are, you can throw a documentation, what you've gathered up, to the lawyer. They can set up special letter to organizations and declare an unfair practice of choosing favorites by picking the family member, which is very illegal in every country, or most countries. I think I've went a bit overboard with it, but it's very legal in most countries, and they can actually make either force the nephew to lose their job, and they making the fair play check on everyone and giving the position to the proper person. Or you can just, you know, swallow your pride, say, okay, like that happens to everywhere, and that's it. Because otherwise you won't really work it out. Really, you won't work it out, because like you can do one, or there's nothing in between. You can do one or second. The best job, best job offers is where you have searching for several applicants. Like, they are actually good. Those are actually pretty good. But yeah, like for example, right now, a job in IT, so true, yeah, a job in IT that you have HTML in technologies as a listing, there's like 800 something positions, right? Now, if you want just the remote jobs, it drops to 141. So that's the one thing, right? So it can be like front end, all of them are contract B2B, which is very difficult to go around. But like maybe if you want to, whatever, right? Another thing, if you want, for example, permanent work, right? The permanent contract, it drops to 99 offers. So now you are limited even more, right? So remote with permanent contract, that's it, right? Like I don't have like self-corporation. I can't do that. I literally cannot do that because I can't take up B2B contracts because I don't have like my own thing. So the intern 0, assistant 0, the junior, and this is very important, the junior level 1 position. With the remote work, permanent contract, junior, those 3 sections, because for example, if I would want to start, I would have to pick up like junior. And guess what? This one possibility already have the applied mark. So that's sad. This is how it works. The mid-regular, of course, there are like crap load of them. Front-end developer, why not? Right? But let's see in the thing. Minimum 4 years of experience as the front-end developer. So no, you won't get it. Simple as that. Like you won't receive that 4 years of experience. Unless, for example, you lie, because you can. If you have skills, you can cover the lie because you have skills. Sure. And a lot of people do that. Like they just straight up lie, like, or they've been just making some like commissions and stuff. But that's that. But like their requirements is like HTML, CSS, Figma, and Adobe XD. But their responsibilities are making projects, developing and sustaining high quality front-end solutions according to the business requirements, with usage of Vue.js and React. So they didn't even posted those in the requirements. They didn't ask for the requirements for Vue.js and React. Yeah, someone has skills comparable to 4-year example with only 1 year of work or so. Yeah, exactly. And there was some people talking about one thing. And that was really... What is the next step in the portfolio? So... In the next step in portfolio, we are going to actually complete rest of the faces and poses for Verna, because we need like posing and facial expressions for different, like, you know, situations, different posing for abilities, etc., just so we would know how she's moving, right? Like for example, this pose already tells us a lot, right? Like she kind of, like, her top body is segmented like in centipede, so she can actually contort it in different ways, right? While also her legs are like in the grasshopper, so she can literally like slither around, right? Or jump really high, or move really fast, right? So that's like some eldritch horror cockroach right there. But next step, like the fourth step, because this is the third one, right? The fourth step is exploration sketches and project process. So like making different variants of silhouettes, of different characters, making a difference between low rank or legendary rare characters, experiments with like heads, different textures, horns, no horns, like different like composites, right? Like fifth step is character lineup, so that's where we are going to act. Well, already in exploration sketches we are going to make decisions how the characters are going to look like. I'll accept some propositions for the characters, etc. But yeah, that's that. And sixth one is actually the like fan arts or testing tasks or something. It's optional, but I want it as a bonus. It's good to make like, you know, like a drawing of some backgrounds or how things in the hell are looking, because we're going to actually make the characters go to hell. So yeah, like there's going to be a lot of stuff going on about it. Like probably right now we have like one of the more problematic stuff, because to be fair, the illustration was taking a lot. Turnarounds, well, there are 3 turnarounds, and those are not really that difficult. This one is also really difficult because like making different poses, thinking what kind of like, you know, abilities you want to go for. So yeah. That's that. We're going to, of course, like work things around, probably, you know, making some more things, trying to figure out like couple steps ahead. I might actually rework some stuff because I don't really like them. Like my key visual is okay, but I think I could do better. I actually think I could do better, unfortunately. I want to probably change my shading style, because now I'm trying to figure out like Reno Tuna's shading, right? But it's not necessarily looking as Reno Tuna's shading, and not anymore. But considering that I want my stuff to look like, you know, Reno Tuna's shading, so yeah, like there's just going to be a lot of stuff happening. I'm probably going to still figure out. I think it looks great right now. Got to hear. Though, for example, like the shading that I'm more proud of. This one. Like I'm really proud of this shading. And I've kind of like, I kind of really go about it, but on the other hand, it's like, I don't think it's close. Maybe it's close, but it's not like one to one. And I think, and I've already shown this, but I want to really go about it with this shading, like with this style. Because we are already very close to it, right? Like we're already close to it. So I'm really thinking about going with that kind of shading. it shouldn't really be that difficult to work around because like it's just like more fancy, it's just more fancy cell shading, right? So whatever. So I guess I might also like try to test out how to work around with this kind of shading and like rework some characters, maybe rework the key visual with this kind of shading just so it would work with it. But yeah, it'd be cool to see that shading. Yeah, folks, I'm going to say my goodbyes now though because we're already at 2 hours. So thanks Muto for being active in chat on Twitch. Thanks Rylan, thanks Leaf, thanks Uncle, Sakura, Neo, C, Raki, Eugene, Skylar, Mana, and Heart for being active in the channel on YouTube. And as always folks, stay creative and I hope to see you all in the next one. Take care and